Hi, welcome to another episode of Silver Fox Scotland. John Swinney has come out and said that he believes trans women are women. Clearly they're not, they're men. Never will be women, never were women, cannot be women because biologically they're male. One only has to look. But he says we must all join in the delusion. We must all pretend that these mentally ill men are real women and allow them in to have access to where real women and children are. Let them expose themselves to young girls and let's all pretend that that's perfectly acceptable. Now, we know him as part of the SNP probably does think that a man exposing himself to children is acceptable. I not so much think like that. But that's what he says. Now, he says that they need to be allowed into safe spaces. And this goes actually against the Health and Safety at Work Act, which expressly forbids it. It also goes against the Equalities Act, which again expressly forbids it. And of course, he wants it in schools, and the Schools Act expressly forbid it. So he's willing to break several laws to push this through. I do hope that he gets prosecuted and has to spend some time in a jail cell. With a man, not a woman. That would be unfair on the woman. But he's calling for what he calls mainstream Scotland to come together. Sounds like a big orgy, doesn't it? But he wants them to come together to combat the far right of reform. Reform, of course, is not far right. He says it's only reform that refuse to see that men pretending to be women are actually men. That's not right. That's not true. 99% of people say that trans women are men. It's only politicians desperate for the huge vote among the trans lobby that want this. Most people, when asked, do you want a male to expose himself to your child, would probably say no. It's odd. It's a funny, very funny hill to choose to die on, isn't it? Because Cranky died on that hill, and now John Swinney wants to die on the same hill. It's very, very odd. But he wants to allow men to have access to women's spaces. So if you're a woman who's been attacked by a man, for example, and you're in a crisis centre, of course, it's okay now for a man to sit down next to you. It could even be the man who did it. But you're not allowed to throw him out because he calls himself Fiona now. Very, very strange people with some very dangerous beliefs. Let me know what you think. Thanks very much. Bye.